All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Socially Isolated College Kids Podcast.
Yeah.
Let's
My name is
go.
Cameron, and today I am joined by Blake,
Yeah.
Edison, and Zach. Everyone
Woo!
say hello.
Hi.
Pika
Nope.
Pika.
Nice. Very
No.
topical. Very topical.
Topical.
Pika Pika.
Ew.
So, for those of you who are unaware, today we will be reviewing the movie Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, we really are.
A personal
really
favorite
are.
of mine.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's probably the greatest movie.
I think it's one of the best video game-based movies
Yeah.
of all
Hey,
time.
I do have to say, it
I think it's the
probably
best.
is the best.
I would.
It's
Yeah.
for sure the best.
That being said, it's not the best movie
animated
ever.
movie. Eh.
Um,
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that.
But as far as video game movies do go. But anyway, let's start off with a little bit of go-aroundsies. How's everybody's week been going?
Sorry.
Yeah. What, I messed up one word? You gotta laugh at me?
How was everybody weak?
I'm cutting this out. You guys suck.
No.
How is everybody's
No, we're
how is
keeping it
everybody's
in.
week?
My week was good, Edison. How was your week?
It's been all right. I'm starting to get like out of midterm area and starting to just like reset into new subjects, which is not my favorite thing ever, but you know, moving along.
I get that.
My week's been alright. I'm a little overwhelmed with some school stuff, but besides that,
Yeah,
I'm
that's good.
chilling.
Yeah,
Wakey?
I'm in the same boat as Zach. Overwhelmed, lots of singing stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's going 6-7 weeks in, and there's like 8 weeks left. So, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we're halfway.
Yeah.
I guess
pretty
that is
well.
the definition of midterms, but you know, we're
True.
getting there. Things are looking up. If you want to use this as a timestamp, COVID wise, things are looking up. Oh, other than the fact that there have been some blood clots, people are dying from one of the vaccines, but we don't need to talk about that because this is a movie podcast. All right, so
Pika Pika.
Pika Pika indeed. But should I go right into everybody's favorite, the Edison movie news section?
Who
Yep,
said this
new
was
segment,
everyone's
everyone.
favorite?
Everybody's favorite
This
section.
is my favorite for sure.
Yeah, it's my
I don't remember
I like
saying
the
this was my
melon.
favorite.
it's my favorite segment.
Oh yeah, then we're gonna do the melon segment.
We're gonna talk about melons again.
Yep.
All right, so
No,
I got
Edison, go.
I got a whole thing right here. All right, starting off, Netflix is starting to crack down on password sharing. There has not been any actual action taken other than the fact that some users are getting messages that are like, "Hey, we know that you're sharing somebody else's password. Here, create your own account here, or you can do it later." And if they were saying that if they just hit do it later, there has not been a subsequent message about it, but Netflix is starting to do something about it, you know, which is kind of weird,
That's
especially because
dumb.
they've gone out and said that that is their number one like marketing strategy. But you know, what are you gonna do? All right.
I feel like there's not a whole lot you can do to prevent that.
Well, they can because location based, they can change or like they can see if you're not in the same household.
Well, I'm like on my family's Netflix account, but I don't like. I mean, I don't live with them, right?
Right,
So
I
like,
know.
am I like in jeopardy of like losing my Netflix access?
Yeah,
I don't know.
depending on if they do kind of go through with some of this, I think so because I think it is purely
Wow.
location based.
That's
Because
wild.
they wouldn't have
So
anybody
just-
else. To
so
do it.
just turn off location then, right?
Yeah, if you use a VPN, it should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's
Well,
kind of
work
weird
on it.
because
There we
like
go.
mobile, like if you're watching it on your phone in a car ride, they wouldn't like kick you out. I think. So I don't know. It might be an IP address or something. We'll see.
That's so
But for
dumb.
now, I know. For now, we're still good. We're still chugging along. All right, moving on though. The director of Black Panther recently came out and said that basically this has been the hardest challenge of his career. With obviously the passing of Chadwick Boseman, he's needed to create a movie around a character that cannot be in the movie, obviously. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know if you guys want to say anything about that, but
Yeah, I mean that's super tough, but I will say I don't know if you guys saw like Oscar noms just came out and Chadwick did get a nom for best
He
actor,
did.
Yeah, for
which
Ma
was very
Rainey.
very cool. I saw that
Yeah,
movie.
He
I
deserves
enjoyed
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So we'll see. Oh yeah, that actually is at the end of my list here that the Oscar nominations are out. I didn't write them all down because that would be a waste of time. But they
Oscar noms are out and I've seen none of them.
That's
I
right.
have seen
Yeah.
basically zero of the movies that have
I've
been
seen,
nominated.
yeah, one or two, but not a lot of them. We can do an episode
Surpri-
maybe on the Oscars if we want to. I don't know.
I'm just gonna. I'll let everyone know. It's most likely just going to be Judas and the Black Messiah winning everything, but
I watched
also
that
the
movie. I
Trial of
really
Chicago
liked it.
7.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, and
I've
I'd
heard
love
it's
to talk
good.
about it.
it was
Yeah.
very good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. That was on HBO Max, but
I
I
know.
do think
I
it's
know it
off.
has a fantastic cast though.
It does. It was very good. I highly recommend it to anybody who has not watched it, but it is now off of HBO Max, so I don't know what the process of watching that will be until it comes back. All right, gamers rise up, gamers.
Gamers.
Resident Evil Infinite Darkness is coming to Netflix
Oh my
at some point
oh
this year. So while this may currently be the best video game movie, it might not be at some point this year, but it probably still will be. So and
Most definitely, the Resident Evil movie sucked.
yeah, but it is Netflix. Netflix does a pretty good job.
Netflix does a pretty good job.
Yeah. But
Yeah, but
you know, we'll see.
I mean, maybe we can talk about this in a second, but I feel like, well, let's be real. 99.9% of video game movies just suck so bad. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it shouldn't be as hard as it is to make a good video game movie.
Yeah, I think
You know what I
the problem with video game movies is that you're sitting there expecting to be able to play it. You know, a video game already either you go with a story that is already there in the game, which is usually pretty lackluster because a lot of it is you playing and fighting things, and you like there's only so much of that you can do in a movie, or you create a new story and it's not good, or people just are mad about it. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. But
Yeah, I mean, I think for me personally, I wish they would invest more in the story and worry less about like what avid game fans are going to think about it because I mean, movies and games are just different like fundamentally,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
video game movies are just like kind of a cash grab to get people that are fans of that video game to go see a movie, but like I don't know, they don't really kind of fully realize it if that makes
absolutely.
sense.
Yeah, and I think that is going to be true of upcoming ones such as the Mario movie coming out. I think Universal
they're
or
making
Illumination.
another one.
It's Illumination. It's animated. It's the Despicable Me.
Okay.
All right, moving on
All
though. HBO Max, at some point in June, in the United States only, is coming out with an ad-supported version of HBO Max that is either going to be free or less expensive than a regular subscription. They haven't really given any details on that other than the fact that it is happening. So that's kind of exciting for people who don't have HBO Max and would like prefer to not pay for it.
Yeah, that's
I know I do, but I know that you guys don't. I don't think any of you do you?
I have a Fire Stick, so I don't think I paid for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think it's like a joint subscription,
Right.
kind of like.
I don't have
pays for
HBO Max though. Blake, do you have HBO Max?
No.
Yeah. So
Cool.
maybe you guys can get it for free or at least cheaper. All right.
Yeah.
And everybody's favorite Robert Pattinson, the Batman, has wrapped filming finally.
Oh,
so
for real?
Yeah, it has this week. So it will be coming out, soon enough. I don't know if there's an official release date out, but it is done filming.
I believe the official release date is March 2022.
Yeah.
So we got a year.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. A year of editing.
March 4th.
March
March 4th, 2022.
Okay,
Uh,
pretty close. All right, in weird news, Avatar has topped Endgame as the highest-grossing film again.
yeah,
I don't
what's up
know.
with that?
I don't know how.
So what happened was they re-released it in theaters in China, and it made $9 million.
Oh, yeah, that's how.
So it beat
That's so funny.
Endgame by $2 million. So good job, Disney, for beating yourself. I say that's foul play. They should re-release Endgame and see what happens.
Yeah,
will.
well, I think they probably don't do those movies don't do well in China. right? The Marvel ones because of ghosts and things.
I thought
Just
Endgame did do well in China, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I don't have the statistics on that. But I know
that's
that.
why Google is our friend.
Yeah, I know that censors. It's hard to get through the censors. The Chinese censors are much stricter than the United States culturally.
Yeah, true.
So they definitely do. That's why like Kung Fu Panda did so well, because it is like Chinese.
It sounds
Focused.
like they do really well in China.
They do. Okay.
Since Iron Man debuted in the Middle Kingdom in 2008, the Marvel films have developed a huge devoted fan base in China as no other foreign franchise has done. The nearly 24 installments released in China have amassed more than $2.23 billion, accounting for about 12% of the film's global gross. So
Wow.
if they released it in China, it would totally beat Avatar.
Do you think that they're just going to keep doing this in a cycle where they keep releasing each one until, like,
I don't think they should have re-released Avatar because it's a weird, like.
Yeah, well, the sequel's
Avatar's not a really
coming
good
out
movie.
soon.
I mean, they kind of made like $9 million for free, right?
Right? Why would you not?
Yeah,
Also,
basically.
the sequel comes out sometime next year, I think.
True. I feel like you got to
Yes.
remind people like that Avatar is like a thing because it's been so long.
It has been a long time. I don't personally care about the Avatar movies, but I do really like the rides over in Disney World.
Oh my god, yes.
Yep. Blake, give us a little insight on Disney World rides because I know that you like these.
Avatar ones?
Any of them, honestly.
Any of them?
what's
Disney
your
World
favorite-
review by Blake.
Well,
Your favorite Disney World ride?
Well, a lot of my favorite rides are actually in Animal Kingdom. I think Animal Kingdom personally is my favorite. What are they called? Just like, what are they called? Like,
Experience?
I guess
Like, what are you
like
talking
compared to like
about?
Magic Kingdom and
Parks?
Hollywood Studios. Yeah, I guess Park. Yeah,
Yeah.
Animal Kingdom is the best in my opinion.
That's fair. I like that one.
Yeah, the Avatar ride, freaking crazy. Are you kidding me?
Mhm.
You're like, I don't know what you're riding, but you're riding something, and
It's a
like you feel
a
it
banshee,
breathe
I believe
under.
it's called.
You feel it breathe underneath your legs and shit. It's fucking weird.
It is weird.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
just. I love Disney.
I know you do. That's why I thought I'd have you talk about it. You can do a little
Feel like-
segment.
All right,
if
but
you want
let's
to.
be real. The best ride, It's a Small World.
No.
My mom, if you're listening right now, bet you're giving Zach like a round of applause. It's her favorite.
It's a Small World.
Yeah, it's her favorite. She loves it.
I
really
used to like it a lot. Yeah, when I was like a kid, but
Yeah,
last
The
time we
people
went, I was
mover.
kind of bored.
yeah. I ride it every time we go, multiple times
Yep.
because my mom loves it so much. Hey, but I love my mom.
Yeah, I love
hot
your mom
take.
too.
Hot take here. I love my mom.
Edison's mom, if you're listening, I also love you.
I think she might be. We'll see. We'll see if she texts me, after she listens. My favorite park though is definitely Epcot because I love food so much. I love going around the world and
Ooh.
eating like the Mexican nachos, top tier.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? Cameron, do you have a favorite park? Have you been to Disney World even?
I think I went to Disney World when I was a wee lad. And I've gone to Universal Studios before.
Ooh.
I'm not a huge fan of like roller coasters.
Yeah, me either.
Partly because I'm terrified of heights. And for our listeners, my fear of heights knows no bounds. I
true.
won't do box jumps during track practice when I used to do track because I was scared of that height elevation. Actually, the
What?
four of us used to be in a choir group. I would sometimes almost have panic attacks on the back riser with nothing behind me because I was scared of falling off. I was looking
I have
down.
never heard about this.
Wow.
Really? I knew about this.
I thought I thought I talked about
Yeah.
it all the time.
Hey, Cameron, maybe.
Yeah, I'm terrified of heights.
Yeah, maybe be shorter.
Yeah, it doesn't help that I'm technically a foot taller. I'm a foot higher off the ground
Than me. That's not true.
And what?
I'm not saying you. No.
So you're a foot higher off the ground of what? Then what?
And some people.
I mean, so am I. We all are.
Okay.
That's so funny.
I get
Anyway,
your point, Cameron.
yeah.
I understand what you're trying to say.
Thank you, Zach. I'm sometimes unappreciated.
Yeah, I know. Anyway,
got you.
in the last bit of news that I have, this is not news at all, but I saw a YouTube video. It was earlier today, and it was Catherine Hahn of WandaVision fame and other things that I couldn't tell you. What else is she in?
Parks and Rec?
She is in Parks and Rec, that's right. And it was like a Agatha All Along Chrysler commercial, and it took me 10 minutes to figure out that it was just her doing a Chrysler commercial from, a couple years back that they then just put the music above. So I felt a little bit stupid watching that. And that's not news, but it was fun. So that's it for Edison News Time. Woo!
Hold on. Did you guys know that when Gwen Stacy dies in a clock, that it's like a time motif?
Spoilers if you haven't seen our first episode.
And also, I'm
or watching
cutting this
Amazing
out.
Spider-Man
Anyway,
2.
I hated that so much.
Don't
Such
cut
a
it
stretch
out.
to talk about
Blake,
last episode.
Blake,
What?
what's your opinion on watermelon?
Watermelon? Oh, some good watermelon in the summer slaps. Oh,
changing this
Big
to the
facts.
Melon podcast.
It's the Melon
yeah,
podcast.
the Melon
Right.
podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate melons.
we should.
I stick with it. I hate melons. Anyway, on to
You're
the
out.
movie. Yeah. All right. So this,
Well, one last thing.
yeah.
Cameron, Godzilla's gonna win. Ha ha ha.
So true. Godzilla is gonna win. That is 2 episodes from now. Godzilla v Kong.
This is true.
So we'll see. We'll see who wins. We'll see who does a little winsy.
It's gonna be me.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be Blake.
Actually, Blake's gonna win.
Blake's gonna go in
Yeah.
and just beat the shit out of a monkey. Anyway,
Classic.
guys, Detective Pikachu. Let's go around and give our initial, because this seems our initial thoughts, right?
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
Blake, you go.
Okay. Well, I didn't play Pokemon as a kid, so I don't know, it was very strange. And I didn't
Yeah.
like it, but then I was like, oh, this might be a kid's movie because it is PG, and like a lot of it felt like it was targeted towards kids because it just, it was real. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't like it. The only thing I liked was, like when someone else was talking and Pikachu was reacting to it, and you saw the cute little faces that he was doing. But other than that, I did not like it, and that's
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Pikachu
it
is
definitely
so cute.
is. It definitely is a kids movie. So that is something to keep in mind while we criticize this film. It was made for kids. I'll go next. I watched this film with my little brother of 5-year-old fame, and that was very adorable because he does play Pokemon. He every night he plays the Pokemon toothbrush app. Probably the only person that plays the Pokemon toothbrush app.
No, I do actually.
Zach and Oliver.
Yeah, every day. Yep.
He likes to play Pokemon Go. I don't know if he has any other ones, but he knows the Pokemon, and it was very, very cute to see him loving all these Pokemon and just straight vibing with them. I did not expect this movie. I mean, I watched it with Zach and Cameron. I watched it with you two, and I didn't dislike it. But going back to it, it was actually better than I thought it was going to be on a rewatch. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. I grew up with Pokemon, and I love Pokemon, and I think I generally think this movie is pretty entertaining. I mean, it is probably aimed at younger audiences, but I really actually like a lot of what they do with the like CGI Pokemon. I think a lot of the designs are really cool, and I think that it was a good first attempt. I think I would love to see them explore this kind of universe further, to be honest, and get a little bit more ambitious with it. I think Ryan Reynolds is really funny.
I agree.
And
So overall, too, he's a pretty funny guy.
He's pretty funny. His YouTube videos are awesome.
They really are.
So yeah, I mean, I'd say it's pretty okay.
That leaves you, Cammy.
All right.
Right.
I love Detective Pikachu, purely from like a nostalgic standpoint.
Yeah.
I grew up with Pokemon. I played, I think, all of the main series Pokemon games. Um, a few of like I've played a little bit of Pokemon Coliseum.
Those games are good.
That was a little fun. I think it's definitely a kids movie, but it has humor that definitely hits all age groups. Um, I think
Some of the
Ryan
humor I
Reynolds
think
was
goes way over, like
I
yeah.
definitely
yeah,
agree.
I that's why that my opinion on the humor is there's definitely jokes in there for kids that recognize Pikachu and they get some of the jokes, but then like the the older generations that go and watch this movie that have been invested in Pokemon since the '90s, they get like some of the references, they get the adult jokes. Um, I love the animation overall. I think it's some of the best
yeah.
animation we've seen in like one of those live action meets animated movies.
Yeah,
I
seriously,
agree.
the
Some of the
Pokemon
I
look
agree.
incredible in
yeah,
this movie.
some of the styling choices they made I thought were really cool. Um, there's actually there's this one part. It's like when he goes to the city for the first time, you see like a Charmander, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then it cuts later, you see Charizard. I'm like, oh wow, that's really cool. Why is the Charizard scaled and the Charmander is not? At the end of the movie, you see another Charmander, and the detail you see on like it has like the beginnings of scales like on its back and whatever. It's like extra detail that they didn't have to do, but they did anyways to kind of
Right.
push the movie forward.
Yeah, there was very, very clearly a lot of time and detail put into the design of the Pokemon, which definitely
Yeah.
outshines any other video game movie. I do want to open this up with the fact that this is technically based off of a game. I know Blake hasn't played it. I haven't played it. Have either of you played it?
No,
What's the game? Is it Mystery
Detective
Dungeon?
Pikachu, the
No,
game.
Detective Pikachu. There's a game that came out before the
Oh,
movie.
I've heard the game is pretty bad. I've heard it's a not good game.
I believe it. It's
Um,
story wise, overarching story. This game or this movie is just like very bland. There are a couple of twists along the way, but
how can you say such a thing, Edison? How
because
dare you?
No, but
it's
they're
true.
predictable twists.
They are, and
No, no, no.
again, it
How
is for
dare
kids.
you?
But just like
it's
if
a
you want to take
kids
this,
movie.
if you want to take this, like criticize it like any other movie, the story overall, it's not that good. It's okay. There are parts that I
It's
find
generic.
myself, where I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. But overall, it is very generic. But I don't know if like it is based off. I mean, obviously it's based off of the game Detective Pikachu, but I don't know if the story is based off of the game at all. It could be.
There are some differences and
Yeah,
things they change and
yeah.
stuff, but
He wears the hat. I know that much.
those were
I
the
think that's like the main similarity that they're going for.
Yeah.
Because I don't think
yeah.
the Nintendo 3DS has a game where Ryan Reynolds gets put inside the body of a Pikachu and tries to solve like his own quote unquote murder.
I really want to see a
Um,
3DS rendered like Ryan Reynolds, like you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I do know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
That'd be so funny.
It really would be. I don't think that's exists, but again, none of us
No,
have
it
played
definitely
it.
doesn't exist.
None of us have
Guys,
played it, so we can't say for sure.
how much money do you think they paid Ryan Reynolds to do this movie? Probably way
A
too
lot,
much,
definitely way too
right?
much. But I want to bring this up before we kind of talk about anything like money wise. Pokemon is the number one grossing franchise of all time
Yeah.
because of merchandise. It's like leagues above anything else. So they obviously had the materials to be going in and spending that much money and putting in that amount of detail and probably hiring a lot of people. Didn't really pay attention to the credits, but I imagine it was pretty vast.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, I think the movie, if I remember correctly, had a budget of around like $150 million, which is a pretty hefty budget for
Yeah.
for a movie, and then it made like 450 mil, which is like a pretty solid profit off the budget. You know what I mean? So the
Yeah.
movie did well, and I believe there are planned sequels. So
Yeah,
maybe
I feel like I read that too.
maybe when stuff starts opening back up, we do a live show from the theater when we go and see the Detective Pikachu sequel. What do you guys say? What do you guys say to that?
Here,
Oh boy.
just 2 weeks ago, Justice Smith came out and said that he does not think that Detective Pikachu 2 is going to happen.
What?
Ooh.
So that was literally 2 weeks ago.
No,
this was
my dreams.
This was me saying it incorrectly, but if it does happen, it does need to be named Detective Pikachu.
That's
right.
horrible.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so here,
Edison, Edison, hold on. You want to know how I know that was a bad joke?
What's that?
I feel it in my jellies.
Wow, Zach, that was
I
an
feel it.
even better joke.
I feel it in my jellies.
Can I say something about the humor?
Sure.
Yes.
His humor, like, when I think of it, like, in movies, it's something that, like, my dad would laugh at. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just that, like, a lot of these, I don't know, types of movies that I don't really click with, my dad would find hilarious.
See,
So I
to
think,
our
yeah.
no, to our listeners at home, I am currently wearing a hat that has the word "dad" on it.
What?
So if that's
talking
not
about you?
indicative, yeah, I think so. If that's not indicative of how this podcast is going to go, I don't know what is.
I also kind of have a dad humor, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't find it hilarious. But
That's
Ryan
fair.
Reynolds
Yeah,
is
that's
funny.
fair.
He is
Him
funny.
and like as Deadpool, I thought that was funny. So
Yeah.
I
He
think
is.
if it wasn't Ryan Reynolds, probably would have tanked. I don't know if like
Oh yeah.
some of the
I think
humor
that
would have
Ryan Reynolds
caught.
carries this movie.
Yeah, he really
He
did.
like, to be fair, there are like really charming moments, like in the like one of the first scenes, where we meet our main character Tim. And, he's with his buddy, tries to get him to catch a Cubone for whatever reason. It's a Cubone, it's fine. Um, they have like really quick like quips back and forth, like
Mm,
that lifelong friends would have with each other at that point.
right.
So I thought,
the acting was
specifically in
bad.
that scene, I thought in that scene
Oh,
the comedy was really tight. Some of the acting, I
Yeah.
would agree, was pretty bad.
Yeah, the acting
Um,
the
definitely
acting
is
was
The
bad at
acting
points.
was so
well,
bad.
you gotta give probably the actors a little bit of slack because they're acting off of CGI Pokemon.
That's true.
it's
I do have
true.
to say,
It's also a kids movie.
yeah, I did
Yeah.
appreciate some of the jokes that were like based around the Pokedex, like how Cubone, like he
That was
made a
funny.
joke about it wearing its dead relative. Like
Yeah.
they didn't need to do that, but they did.
Yeah, there are a couple of fun little winks to diehard Pokemon fans.
Pokey Bros. Is that what they're
Like
called?
an example of
No,
that
no.
would be Zach, an example of that is when they go to the 24/7 like bar that serves coffee, and
Yeah.
in the corner you see Jigglypuff singing into the microphone,
singing
and
the
then the
song.
person's asleep. Those of you
Yeah.
who are unaware or like aren't really connected that much in Pokemon, there's actually a long running joke within the Pokemon franchise, like the animated movies and TV show. Whenever Jigglypuff sings, it puts people to sleep. Some people, if you play Smash, also it's a little joke in there.
Little
Um,
gamer moment.
Oh,
it
I
was
know.
it was a cool little
Now I
joke.
know.
Yeah.
Blake is the best Smash player on the podcast.
She
Dude.
really
Let's be
is.
real.
Absolutely.
Did you know
Those-
Paul won a Switch?
I did know that.
What?
Yeah, whatever, ESF or something. They were doing a giveaway and he entered in and he won a Switch, so he's been gaming. He's
Yeah.
been smashing.
Interesting.
Yeah, I gave
Yeah.
him some game recommendations.
All that I
Um,
know is Blake's Ice Climbers. Scary
Ice
stuff.
So
climbers,
scary.
I'll just
That's right.
smash whatever button. Smash.
Nice. All right.
Sorry.
I do want to kind of get into a scene by scene ish thing, but I do want a little tradition from Zach. I want a
Oh.
quick summary.
Oh, quick summary. Interesting. Okay, so you got this guy named Tim, right?
Right.
Now Tim, he kind of uh is not doing the best. He works in accounting, and his mother died when he was
Insurance.
young, and he finds out that his dad, who was a detective in Rhyme City, I love Rhyme City by the way, has recently gotten into an accident and was killed. And he kind of resents his dad because he kind of left him and his mom when he was younger. And then he goes to his dad's apartment and stumbles across bum 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 a Pikachu that can talk, that he can understand. And together with this Pikachu, who used to be the partner of his dad, they go on a quest to solve the mystery of what exactly happened and what exactly is going on in Rhyme City. That's the movie.
That is the movie.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Then they all die.
What a great plot.
And then
they all die at the end.
Yeah.
The end.
All right,
End
so-
How
credits
did you?
roll.
I can't believe that everybody just died
Yeah.
at the end. It was insane.
That movie, the end of this movie is crazy when they all just pass away. It felt pretty anticlimactic, to be
So
completely
brutal.
honest.
I thought
like,
it was
they-
a very
they were-
fitting end.
Yeah, at least they killed the villain.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into a little bit scene by scene, more
Spoiler
heavy
alert.
from here on out. So it opens on our boy Mewtwo, and he looks super cool. I'll say it. He looks great in this movie, and it
True.
definitely reminds me of that old animated movie with him. Was that the first one ever? The first?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the first.
Yes.
Where like Mewtwo Strikes Back or something, I think it's called, and you could check me on that, but.
And
The-
Ash punches him in the movie, or attempts to punch
Right.
Mewtwo in the movie.
And it does not work, but it like has that same vibe, which is I think a very cool homage to that very first Pokemon movie, as it's kind of like the first Pokemon movie that's not one of those, So I think that's an interesting point, and I think it looks great starting at the beginning. So
Would you like to know the title of the first Pokemon movie?
I would love to.
Pokemon, the first movie.
You're kidding me? There's no
Wow.
subtitle or anything? It's just that?
Well, there's
Incredible.
two titles for it. There's Pokemon, the first movie, which is that's the title, but it's also known as Pokemon, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Oh, I was right. Well,
yeah, no, yeah.
Um,
Also, just a little mention about that movie. Ash dies at the end of that movie.
just like how
Oh, wait.
everybody, just like how everybody
everyone
dies
dies.
in this.
Yeah.
Dies.
Why
He
does
does.
everyone die at the end
And,
of these
like-
Pokemon movies?
And
Kinda
like,
crazy.
I remember watching that movie as a kid, and Pikachu cries over Ash's dead body, or like his body like
No, that's
turns
the
to
first one.
the body turns to dust. This is the first movie, yeah. Ash's body turns to dust. Pikachu grabs the hat and doesn't fully understand what happens, cries, and then has a meltdown, and then all the Pokemon start crying. Yeah, that's
In this movie, Ryan Reynolds talks about fingers getting stuck up him. So
That's
they're
true.
about the same emotionally.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, it's about the same. So
I'll say it. Hold on.
Yeah,
I'll
go for
say it. I like Ryan Reynolds' quippage more than Spider-Man's quippage. I think Ryan Reynolds
Whoa.
In what
master
movie?
quippage.
Like,
Uh,
do you mean
overall.
do you mean
Spider-Man,
Ryan?
the one we reviewed last week.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
There's so many times where Ryan Reynolds like unironically made me laugh.
yeah.
I would agree.
I
I mean,
agree.
it might just be for shock value because it's a Pokemon movie, and like some of the jokes are like kind of like really like it's not like I'm taking it the wrong way, but they're like intentionally like it's a lot of like sexual humor. I feel like,
It definitely is.
and it's just kind of fun. Like there's the part
Yeah.
where he's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm taking a person into my apartment," and it's like I've never done that before. I'm like, "You're a Pikachu,"
Right.
and it's like
What's
you're
he say? He
Pika
says,
Pika.
I'm not that kind of Pokemon.
I'm not that kind of Pokemon."
Yeah. That's so funny. Well, it's especially funny because Zach likes Pokemon and wants to sleep with one. So then it moves on to the next scene.
Whoa!
It moves on to the next scene, and I wrote down in my notes that it looks like those Pokemon fan films on YouTube back in the day.
Yeah.
it really looks like one of those in like the best possible way, you know? I don't know if it makes me appreciate the fan films on YouTube for what they are, like being pretty good for the time, or if it just like is a detriment to the movie, but it definitely has a similar vibe, and the Pokemon ball looks awesome. I was like, whoa.
I
I want one
thought
of those.
the beginning, like overall animation and soundtrack were both really good. Because it's sort of like it's a fantastical world that every single kid that has played Pokemon has thought about going to. Like, I was in the world of Pokemon. This is what I would do. This is what it would look like. It sort of
Mhm.
Yep.
brought like some children's and most people's dreams to life. It was a cool experience to watch.
Right. Yeah, which is actually why I think that the fact that they made Tim an insurance worker instead of anything like a Pokemon trainer is actually an interesting take, because, if you're a kid thinking about being in the Pokemon universe, you're not thinking about being an insurance worker, you know?
Mhm.
So it kind of
I
gives an
am.
insight into the fact that there are other things.
Mhm.
So I think that's cool.
I also
Blake, now as sorry. So Blake, as someone who is not familiar with Pokemon or didn't grow up with it, did you feel immersed in the world of Pokemon, Blake? Were you
Yeah, but
understanding
it
what was
was
going on?
weird. It was weird. Like, no, because when they entered the city and it was a mix of people and Pokemon, I didn't feel anything, so it was weird as heck. It was
Yeah.
really weird. Like, I mean, I got it. Like, it wasn't confusing. It made sense to me, and I like acknowledged like some of like the in the music I could hear like I don't know things that may have referenced the games or
To
whatever,
catch
but
them is my real test.
That part's so
no.
funny.
But yeah, no, it was weird. I didn't it was uncomfy to be honest.
that's fair.
See,
Wait,
that's
so
What
why.
are
Blake, I want
Yeah,
to
go
get
ahead.
Blake's reaction to so how did you feel when Justice Smith, he's the actor who plays Tim, right?
He is,
Yes.
yeah.
How did you feel when he was crying on the train and just a giant tongue comes in and
I
wipes
hated
away his
it. I
I
hated
tears?
it.
I would
Literally I know exactly I
I
hated
would
it.
agree with Blake. Licky tongue looks disgusting. I get
He
what
really
It's
does.
so scary.
there are certain Pokemon that look not exactly how you would think they would look. I think they captured Licky
Yeah.
tongue perfectly, but the wrong
Oh
way.
God.
Because it's a
Yeah.
disgusting Pokemon to begin with.
Yeah.
Its whole
Right. I
thing,
mean, I guess his name
yeah, its
literally
its
is
whole
licking.
thing is that it has a huge tongue. But I never.
I kind of want to know why licky tongues are just walking around like licking people. Like I didn't know that was their thing. Like in the
Yeah.
games. like
Yeah.
I guarantee you, there's probably something in like one of the game's Pokedexes where it's like
Yeah.
goes around licking
yeah.
people.
Yeah. You trying to get into that market, Zach?
Edison, what the what,
Uh
what are you
what
It's
are these
the
throws at Zach today?
it's the Pokemon. I don't know. You got to stop setting yourself up for it. So we get this
Wow.
relationship between I don't even what's his name, the villain, the dad.
Uh,
You're talking
Yeah,
about the
that's
old
how.
guy?
Yeah, that's how memorable these characters are.
Yeah, I think honestly, I feel like besides Justice Smith and the Ryan Reynolds character, all these characters
Yeah,
are forgettable as hell.
they
Let's be
really
real.
are.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know,
The
but
like reporter girl,
oh god,
I
I hated
hated
her.
that character.
like her.
Zero chemistry.
I would,
When
I
he kept
Zero.
would.
talking about being
Oh my
liking
Oh yeah,
her.
god.
no,
Ugh.
I
Yeah.
would, I would 100% believe. I believe the chemistry more between Tim and his friend in the beginning part of the movie, more than his relationship with the female character for the entirety of the movie.
Yeah.
I know, and we
You
never see
guys,
that
Yeah.
kid again.
you guys want to know what's great when they're having that one conversation and he's like, um, yeah, I'm really good at being alone at night.
Oh,
and then and
Yeah,
then
I
it was
forgot about
just
that.
so cringe.
I
But then
know.
so then obviously Ryan Reynolds like makes fun of him for saying that,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
he walks out, and then the girl like gives him a look like, "Oh wow, he's so cute." But I feel like that's just so creepy.
it
like,
really is. Yeah,
Like, let's look at this all-star cast, right? Ryan Reynolds, Justice Smith,
carries the movie.
Ken Watanabe as Lieutenant
Yeah.
Yoshida.
Wait, that's Ken Watanabe.
That's
It is.
Ken
Yeah, it's
Watanabe.
Ken
Yeah,
Oh my, wow. I
Yeah.
didn't realize
exactly.
Yeah.
that. This is a
This
really
Oh
small
yeah,
part.
it's
it
Lucy
really is.
Stevens. That's the girl character.
Her name's
Lucy
Stevens with a B?
Stevens.
Oh,
with
I
an
thought it
E
was
and
Lucy
silent.
Stevens.
Stevens.
What a stupid
Oh,
name.
it was Clifford, I think was the name. Howard
Oh,
Clifford.
okay.
Yeah.
Howard Clifford, yeah. So we get this dynamic between them that's very much like I wrote down here, it's like the Norman and Harry Osborn dynamic type thing happening. And so I guess we're in a spoiler territory. So at the beginning of the movie, the first time we see them, that is the real son, right? That's not the Ditto
Yes. Yep.
version.
That's
And
not
then
the Ditto version. That's the real
from
son.
that point on, we never see him again until the end.
Because the entire time he's wearing glasses.
Right.
I think that's they're trying to set up. Because for those of you who don't know, and actually they set this up way back when in the anime, Ditto can transform into people. Its eyes
So
are like
creepy.
Coraline
creepy.
eyes.
Yeah, that part
This also begs
was
begs
creepy.
the question, okay? And I don't know, they don't really hint at it. They kind of do a little bit. They do like a little bit of Pokemon racism in the movie between like Pikachu and Psyduck.
Yeah.
Because he's like, no, this guy's a freak. Psyduck, they're all freaks, and I'm like, it's a little racist.
The Pokest.
There was do
I love Psyduck.
you think they go into like a little bit of dangerous territory with the implication that Ditto can turn into any person?
I definitely do, but I don't want to think about it.
I don't want to think
yeah.
about it.
Yeah. I do think.
I think that I do think that the Ditto reveal is like an actual like good like surprising reveal.
That
Like,
was cool. Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'll just say it. I feel like it's obvious that Ryan Reynolds is the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, Blake, as having not seen it, did you see that coming? That Ryan Reynolds was going to be his dad.
Oh yeah, but I hated actually seeing Ryan Reynolds at the end. No, because it like
Yeah.
ruined it. I don't know. 'Cause, like,
It kind of does.
It is. He is out of place.
It really
It's
is.
true.
kinda
Really?
odd.
Like, he doesn't belong.
I know.
Because you
And
get
then
you
the
get
Pikachu's
like
gone, right?
no, the Pikachu's there.
Oh, I didn't
yeah,
see it.
Pikachu's there. Yeah.
No, but I totally get it. Like, and then there's it's just like a movie full of C tier actors, and then Ryan Reynolds is
I
just
know.
there in the
Well,
movie.
Ken Watanabe.
Ken Watanabe,
Ken
yeah, but
Watanabe's
he
good.
doesn't get enough screen time.
Yeah.
To
No, I definitely
yeah.
know what you mean. I don't know. It was so weird. The Ditto reveal is cool though.
Mm.
The color. So they get into the apartment, right? And the color, like the coloring of it, is like beautiful. I was
That
sitting there
was
watching
cool.
it, and I had just watched Blade Runner 2049 like 2 weeks ago, and it's very similar. Weirdly enough, they're very very similar in color design, and I was like, huh. That I don't think that really goes throughout the whole movie, but definitely when they're in like the city, just like in the streets, it is there, and it's very pretty. I thought.
It was
I
Yeah,
will
lots
say
of
that,
blue
like
and orange. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it was a cool like almost like that's how you would think like a noir like in color detective's office would be. It's got the neon lights outside. It's a dark room. Don't know why the TV is playing for that weird movie that was also in Home Alone. That's
Mhm.
fine. But I would agree. Yeah, the coloring was astounding.
Yeah.
Or were you gonna say, Blake?
I was just gonna say, yeah, I really saw like I think it was blue and orange or whatever in the apartment. You could really see those
Mhm.
colors. It was really pretty.
It was very.
I really
pretty.
think that Rhyme City, like in general, like, I really like the visual design of that location.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
That was a cool
Is-
city.
is that a
looking
real-
place?
That sounds familiar to me. Is that a real place in the Pokemon universe?
I don't know if it's at least not in the like.
I thought you were gonna say in the real world. I was like,
Wait, you're telling me that Pokemon are not real right now?
guys, we're taking the S.I.K. podcast to Rhyme City, baby.
Whoa!
No.
I looked it up, and all I'm getting is children's videos.
So, they said that according to the internet, so Rhyme City, I don't think is ever like they never specify which region it's in, but it's not the Kanto region. That's the
yeah,
only one
They
they
do
say that
mention the
isn't.
there's a
Kanto region
Johto
in the movie.
reference.
There's also a Joda reference.
Yeah, the poster.
They said that it's yeah, it's not in any of the regions of the main games according to the internet.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
I was gonna say it sounded familiar, but I couldn't remember if it was just like I remember this from the last time I watched the movie, or if it's real.
mhm. Yeah, I think it's and that's fine. I think that's a great choice having it separate from the other
Right.
regions, even though they never really specify how big the planet is that all these regions fit on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean. In like, it was at this point in the movie that there were some like in movie things happening, kind of subliminally, that I was like, oh, I like how they're sticking to the world like theme. Like there was one line that Ryan Reynolds said that was "Mother of Arceus" instead of "Mother of God," and I was like,
That
it's
was
so
funny.
easy to just say. It's so easy to just say "Mother of God," but then they didn't. There was also like the Pokemon theme while they were announcing the parade on the television in the news station, which then like I guess solidifies the fact that that song is in universe. But and I guess then it's also solidified more when Ryan Reynolds actually sings it in the later like this last act
Which
of the
is
movie.
one of the
You guys
best
think
parts of the
that
movie.
It is
you guys think that people in the Pokemon world watch the Pokemon anime?
probably.
I
I
mean, I
Do you
wouldn't
guess
think
put
that's
it past
canon,
them to
right?
have
it's
a
like reality
show.
show?
I would
You guys
almost
know
say
what
that it's
trips
a
me up
show.
though, just in general. This is like kind of a like side note, but
Yeah,
when I'm watching anime and people watch anime in anime, I think it's the most. I think it's so funny.
yeah,
I just like I don't know something about it. It's just like, but you are
I know.
anime. This is anime.
Maybe you're anime, Zach.
Maybe we're all
Maybe
just
we're all
anime.
anime. Who
Yeah,
knows? I couldn't tell you.
right,
We could be getting animated right now, just in a weird
dude. We're
style.
actually just anime, and we
Yeah,
don't even realize it. And we're being watched by people that are watching us watch anime.
I
Isn't
know,
that
and
wild?
they're anime
And
too.
they're anime. Yeah, and they're watch. This is so meta. Oh my god.
Yeah,
This is
it
now the
really it's
anime
something.
podcast.
Wow.
The anime podcast. We'll do some anime at some point. I was watching.
So
Hell yeah.
I shot this over in our Discord, but I was watching the Daft Punk music videos, and it's like a full anime. Well, it wasn't a full
yep,
one, but I really want
yeah,
a full one. But
their music videos are.
anyway, yeah, they were cool. So we kind of get into the first Pokemon battle at this point with the cage fight type thing. I like
So
that.
sick.
It was so cool.
It was cool.
Like it
I
looked great.
think here's the one thing I will say about it. They and I don't know if they chose to do this on purpose, but for those that are familiar with Pokemon games, more often than not, at the start of most of these games, um, the go-to fight that they show between a Gengar and a Nidorino.
Yeah.
It's
For
a Nita
whatever
Red Male, I thought.
Nidorino, yeah, no, it's Nidorino.
Is
I
it?
think
Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure. That's
I
for
don't
whatever
remember, but
reason. That's like the go-to that they always
yeah.
show in most of these games and in the animated TV show. I think I like that they didn't do that. I thought that was cool. Um, there's actually they reference like other fights. Back in Tim's room in his dad's apartment, you see he has like he wanted to be a trainer when he was a kid before his mom died. Um, there's a poster in the back that says Steelix versus Articuno,
Mm-hmm.
um, which is brings up interesting implications because that means someone caught a
The
legendary,
legendary.
like
Yeah.
the legendary bird. There's only one,
Right.
and
Well,
he
Yeah.
has it, and he just has it.
Well,
there's 3, aren't there?
also every
Well,
Pokemon trainer that played Pokemon Red or Blue has caught an Articuno. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
yeah.
true.
So it
Yeah,
does
but
it does bring up the question, how many of the legendary Pokemon are there, or are there
right.
more than one of
Yeah,
each?
it's kind of cool.
Yeah. It might just be one, and maybe that's like kind of a reference to like the player, you know?
Mhm.
Like,
Guys, I have a real question for us all here.
yeah, what's
You guys
that?
ready?
Yeah.
Let's start with Blake, okay? What
Okay.
is your favorite Pokemon?
Ooh.
What's is the Diglett like really ugly?
You picked is Diglett even in this movie?
I don't
No.
think so.
It could be. You never know.
Blake, do you know what Diglett looks like?
It's like it looks like three little things, right? And like
Yeah,
the
That's
three.
yeah.
That's Doug Trio.
Although no,
That's three
Snorlax,
Diglets.
Snorlax,
Snorlax is dope.
Snorlax in the movie looks cute, but I
Doesn't
don't
he look so
I don't-
fuzzy?
I don't know a lot of Pokemon.
That's
So
fair.
Were there any Pokemon in the movie that like caught your attention for whatever reason, or you were like, that is really weird, or I hate that, or like thought something was like cute or whatever?
oh, cute wise, like towards the end of the movie when they were leading him to get to the healing Pokemon or whatever. What were
Oh
they?
yeah, the
The Bulbasaur?
Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
so
the green
cute.
guys?
They
Yeah,
were
Yeah.
so
Bulbasaur.
cute, little
I
waddling.
will
Oh my
say,
god.
Bulbasaur looked the best of the Gen 1 starters. Looked the
I
best.
agree. They also got
Just-
the
Yeah,
most
but
time.
the Bulbasaur looked
Just
cool.
Bulbasaur though.
Yeah,
Just Bulbasaur.
I agree.
You guys, what are your favorite Pokemon or whatever?
I really
Oh,
liked the
man.
Apom. I always
Yeah,
liked
Apom were
Apom.
cool.
Mhm.
I do have to say that fight was weird because like the sound design was odd because they were knocking over things and doing all this and there was no sound design for it.
Mhm.
It was just silent. I was like, what? But I really like their design. I like the Apoms.
Zach, what about you?
That's cool. I agree with there's the one shot of Snorlax in this movie, and I think he
There's
just
a
looks
couple,
so sick.
yeah.
I just want to jump into
Yeah.
the arms of that Snorlax.
Me too.
Snorlax is
There
just
it
one of
is
my favorite
again.
Pokemon in general.
Zach,
Yeah.
stop
What,
getting
guys?
weird with
Zach
the
just
what
really
the
Pokemon.
likes
heck?
Pokemon.
What I listen. But some of my other favorites, I really like when the Magikarp evolves into the Gyarados, and it kind of like
that
was
was
good.
that was
it
cool.
like
When he kicks it, I like that.
yeah. And then I also just think, I mean, call me, like not super original or whatever, but I think Pikachu is adorable. And
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
He
they
definitely
animated Pikachu so good. He was so cute. And like it's just kind of funny because Ryan Reynolds has this like kind of very specific dry sense of humor, but also Pikachu is so cute and adorable.
Right.
Yeah.
Funny
Um,
So yeah,
juxtaposition.
those are probably my favorites from the movie.
Let's see. So I think some of the definitely Snorlax. I think Snorlax by far was probably one of my favorite because he just looks comfortable. He looks so happy everywhere he sleeps.
True.
Another one that I really liked actually was Slacking. See him a couple times.
Oh yeah.
He's
I
in
forgot about
the
Yeah, he had a couple small parts.
Flareon.
He was huge.
Dope as hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was true.
Arcanine looked beautiful. Like I like the
I
one
don't remember when was Arcanine.
Arcanine is in a few. It's sort of like Slacking. It's in a few passing shots. I
Gotcha.
think there's one actually after the Apom fight. I think there's one in the street going by. Because in the anime they show that Arcanine is like this huge dog, and I liked how the movie like really went for accurate sizes for the Pokemon. Like Joltik is
Yeah.
really small. Slacking is like
Right.
he's like 6'7", 6'8". And when you don't really see it when he's slouching over, but because he's slacking.
Yeah. He really is slacking.
I thought Charizard looked dope.
Yeah, Charizard was
agree.
cool.
Torterra, I think my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, Torterra was
Which
awesome.
is
That
also
was one of my
probably
favorite
one of
parts
my
the movie.
that's probably one of my it's probably one of my favorite scenes of the entire
I never
movie.
realized when I was playing the games that my Torterra was actually the size of a giant land continent.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they are in the
No, they're
game.
not.
Yeah,
That was
no.
a joke.
Oh, okay.
The first ones we see are
Because
though.
I just think like Wailord is basically in the games.
Can you imagine you're doing like a Pokemon battle with someone, you're like, go, Torterra, and you throw your tiny Pokeball and just a giant landmass just falls onto
You just
everyone.
get crushed. All of you get
Yeah,
crushed.
and everyone just dies. Like, wait, kind of like how everybody dies at the end of this movie.
Right. That's
Like-
actually is how it happens.
Yeah, Torterra stands up and then sits back down, and then like Pikachu
Yeah.
dies.
It's kind of crazy. Again, pretty anticlimactic.
Hmm.
The lab.
By the way, everyone doesn't die at this movie. If anyone's confused, like
Yes,
No,
they
the
did.
characters.
What?
No, they definitely do.
Okay, all right.
No, no.
Yeah, no one
Yeah.
dies, but Pikachu almost does because he got hit in the head by a tiny little rock.
Yeah,
No, he gets
that
hit.
rock is so
Sorry,
small.
He gets hit in the chest. He goes, "Ugh, I'm out," and then just dies.
I mean, I guess if we're going by like bullet logic, maybe, but
But it's just
I feel like
but
if you
it's
get hit by a small rock,
it's a small rock to the chest. I get
Yeah,
that
it
maybe
really
they're
is.
going off like HP
A
rules,
pebble.
so it's probably
it really is.
And it's not like it was like being thrown at him. Just coming
Right,
down
it was
it was
falling.
falling down the hill and just hit him.
Right. Well, and there's like a giant rock shown before the like it is rolling down the hill at them, and then nothing happens with that giant rock, and he gets hit with a tiny pebble.
No, it hits
And I'm like-
it hits the tree they're on. It cuts it in half
Oh,
because it
I was like,
bounces
okay, I
it
guess.
bounces at the last second, cuts their tree
Yeah.
in half. Because all the
I-
Torterra stand up, and it's this really cool
sit
shot,
back down
and they sit back down,
and kill everybody.
and
Yep.
no one
Yeah.
notices that 5 mountains
I know, right?
stood up and it sat back down.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. We kind of skipped over the lab a little bit. There's not a lot there because it's mostly just an exposition dump, but it is a creepy exposition dump.
I love in movies when the characters just stumble upon all of the information they're
Yep.
looking for super conveniently in a nice package for them
Yeah,
to
isn't it?
digest.
Isn't that just the best?
Also,
It's
kids
just
movie,
this
and they had to
classic.
spoon feed it to you.
Yeah. Which is weird because they didn't the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like that part they did though. Yeah, but it was creepy.
You know what I think is interesting too, is that like so I'm gonna be honest. The first time I saw this movie, I wasn't able to figure out that Ryan Reynolds was Justice Smith's dad. But watching
What?
it now, all the shots of his dad, because there's a bunch of them that don't show his dad's face to
Yeah.
intentionally kind of like it's
Throw you
it's
off,
obvious that's
yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
Obscure
It's
who it
totally
is,
Ryan
yeah.
Reynolds. Yeah, so I just thought that was funny because they do
Yeah.
a lot of flashbacks with him.
So, if you didn't know, Zach's a little slow.
Guys, I'm not. I swear.
Yeah, he's just got a thing with time and Ryan Reynolds.
No. I'm with it. I understand movies, and also for the record, I do not find Pokemon attractive.
Yeah, sure.
For the
Debatable.
official record.
Sure thing.
I would
Yeah.
like to point out,
The official record doesn't believe you.
yeah, I would like to
Goddamn it.
point out, just touch back on some themes that we skipped on. I think they hinted at Apom using Thunder Punch because their hands or their tails touch the generator and then get covered
Oh,
in
yeah, that's
electricity,
right.
and I'm like, I guess, but no.
That's how it happens every time. That's what happens
Yeah.
every time you use Thunder Punch.
And then how can we
Yeah.
forget?
You ever just use Thunder Punch in real life?
How can we forget
Yeah,
when
say
they
Mr.
go
Mime
to
right
the,
now?
when they go to the bar for the first time, and
Oh, the bar.
there's the
Ludicolo.
monster that is Ludicolo,
Ludicolo!
and Ryan Reynolds is like, yeah, just give me a
Oh man.
black with 2 sugars, thank you, sweetie, and he goes, Ludicolo! And I'm like,
Uh,
I don't like how it made that sound.
It really did.
And then going to
I'm-
the
That's going to be the intro of our podcast.
oh god,
That sounds good to me.
the cage fight scene. Those Loudred were dope as hell, and they were like
really
when
were.
they were
They were pretty cool.
beatboxing and doing like EDM. That was really cool.
No,
That was so
no,
cool.
I disagree. I thought that was so stupid. I
I
mean,
thought they were
again,
pretty-
from
it
an
was dumb.
outsider view, I was like,
That's
what
fair.
the heck is going on?
You wouldn't
Yeah,
understand.
I mean-
Actually
Blake.
fair.
You wouldn't understand.
That's you don't understand. Yeah, no, it is kind of it's a little stupid. I do have to say that cage fight. I know we're back at it again, but Gengar was absolutely losing that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like, he got
That was
hit.
another one of my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he wins. What?
I think realistically,
That was
Yeah.
I would say, like, coming from the competitive, like the game wise, you could make the argument that either one of them has a fair chance of winning.
yeah. No, I know, but in that specific
like-
battle, he got hit like every
Oh, yeah,
time
in
and
that-
then won.
In that battle, I think Blastoise would win.
Well,
Right.
but you know what he probably did? Probably used Destiny Bond.
Yeah, but yeah,
Sorry, that was a nerdy
Think about
Pokemon
that.
reference.
It really was, but
Just
what are
think
you gonna
about
do?
it.
It is a Pokemon movie. Yeah, we get to the Mr. Mime scene. That scene's like stupid, but it's kind of funny.
it's kind of
Dude, he pours gasoline all over Mr. Mime and then lights the flame.
and then I think
That's the
the
moment I
worst
realized this is a children's.
the worst part about that scene, I think, is Ryan Reynolds trying to guess what's happening.
That
Like,
part
I get it
is-
was trying to be funny, but I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, just let it
I know.
I know
happen.
you guys are talking about
stupid.
that scene was fire. That scene was fire,
Yeah.
get it? Because he lights him on fire.
All right, next scene.
We kind of already, because that's the lab. We already talked
I
about
have dad humor.
I
Exactly.
thought
You're also
what was
tracking
really
the Pokemon,
cool,
so
Yeah, that's me.
what was really cool was in between like the cage fight and the lab scene. There's the scene where like he goes to the tower, because Clifford or whoever wants to talk to him, and he's like, "Oh, I hired your dad to do this, yada yada yada." They have like those three statues of like Dialga, Palkia, and then Arceus, which is like the god in the Pokemon universe. Thought it was interesting they didn't mention Giratina at all.
is
For
he
those
the
of you who
devil? Is
don't,
that the idea?
yes. For those of you who don't know, Giratina was banished to this place called the Distortion World, and kind of rules over that. Kind of like where all like the negative energy goes. He owns all of it.
Yeah,
Um,
he's supposed to be the devil, right? Like that's his whole thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
so maybe that's why. Just maybe they wouldn't be like worshiping him, I guess.
I mean, it'd be pretty fucking cool if you
True, but the other three
summon
are gods.
Giratina.
I agree.
Yeah.
It would be, but that's the Pokemon universe. But I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of skip through some things though, because we're getting kind of long, and we're really not that far through this not that long movie. You go to the lab. We kind of talked about that already. After that is like a lot of them figuring out. Well, first of all, Mewtwo. They go to get Pikachu healed, and it's Mewtwo. I thought it was gonna be Mew. To be completely honest, I forgot that it was Mewtwo, and I thought it was gonna be Mew. And then he gets cut off right when he says humanity is evil because they capture him. And then that reveal where he was actually saying that humanity is evil, but some humans are good. I thought that was a pretty good reveal. That like twist is pretty cool, I thought. But then they go to the city and they're releasing that gas to make all the Pokemon crazy. And whatever his name is, I forgot it again, is now Howard or something, is now putting
Clifford.
the people in Pokemon, which is not really a thing we knew could happen. I mean, I guess because we know that it did happen because the main character is that, but we didn't know that. So like it's so stupid to just he's just like, okay, also I can put people in Pokemon. That's the thing I can
and then Mewtwo can undo that.
Right.
I love evil characters that have the just most dumb, stupid plans ever. It's like he walks in on this guy and he's like, I have discovered that humans can evolve into better versions of themselves, and I'm gonna turn all the people into Pokemon.
And then I'm gonna shoot some children.
Hayward.
Hayward Howard. But then we get Pokemon floats, and the whole time I was just missing Poke floats, the melee stage.
True.
I was
that
like,
stage should be an ultimate. I don't know why.
I have no idea why it's not, but I thought that was pretty cool. And then there's the Pikachu on the Pikachu float. I thought that was a fun little guy. We talked about this already, but the Ditto reveal is right around then, where we find out that it was not actually his son, but it was a Ditto who was his son, and also that one agent. And I think there was another character that the Ditto was. But
it was the guy that pushed him in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I that too, but that wasn't the main character.
Blake, so at this point in the movie where the old guy puts his mind into Mewtwo and turns all of the citizens of the city into Pokemon, I just want to know how are you feeling? Where are you at?
So already you guys know I was pretty skeptical about what was going on, and then I was like, no, this makes absolutely no sense. And then like, yeah, I don't know, what is it, Ditto or whatever can change. Like I didn't know that Pokemon could change. So when they was just changing to different people, I was so confused.
Yeah.
And they were scary looking. The eyes are really creepy.
Yeah, that's intentional, I
Mm.
think.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't know what was going on, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why
Yeah.
this movie didn't click for me is because I don't know all like what the Pokemon can do and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know what
I,
you
I
mean.
don't know how you would. I mean, even people that like are into Pokemon. I mean, Ditto in the games or in the anime or ever. I don't know if Ditto ever had been a person. Usually, Ditto just turns into other Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't think he
Was my
had.
understanding. But I guess they kind of justify it because then the guy's like, "Oh, well, that Ditto was one of my dad's experiments." I was like, oh, "Okay."
Yeah, that's true. He does say that. Yeah, and I guess it does make sense because, like, if it can turn into any Pokemon, why not? You know, why wouldn't it be able to turn into a
Yeah.
human? But also it's like a okay. But so then he uses Justice Smith uses the R gas on this Ditto, and it doesn't do anything. I mean, it does. It stops him from being able to transform, but that's not the same thing it did to any of the other Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't understand why that was the solution because the Argas just makes all the other Pokemon more agitated,
Yeah,
and then he does
Well,
it on the Ditto, and the Ditto just dies.
They act out of character.
yeah, I guess so.
I
But
guess maybe that's it. Yeah.
I think that's the only explanation.
I thought they specified that because it was a genetically modified one, that like R would affect it differently because they use R to change it, right? To like modify
did
it.
they? I don't know. Maybe.
Well, at least that's what I'm assuming. So I'm assuming that then R kind of like shuts it off. They also don't really specify why it's called R.
Yeah, or what
Could
it
have said
is
team.
even really.
R.
Like, all right, cool. It's a gas thing that you get from Mewtwo. How? Why? Why? What is it called? Why R?
Right.
Like,
What?
I get
Yeah.
it might have been like a nod to like Team Rocket, but like, come on.
Right. You could have called it Rocket.
Could have rocket fuel. Could have called it rocket fuel.
Could have called it Rocket Fuel. Well, then
yeah.
it would have been confused for actual real life Rocket Fuel.
No, because then what you do is you make it a sports drink. You have rocket fuel, and then you set up Giovanni for the next Detective Pikachu
For the next
movie.
one.
We're
And
blasting off again.
You just turn anything you don't understand, turn it into a sports drink.
Well,
That's what they do these days.
Okay. I was just gonna say the storyline is kind of all over the place. I hated
really
how
is.
they're like, he's alive, but he's dead. No, he's alive. No, he's dead. Like it was frustrating
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, but
I totally get that. Even as someone who has seen this movie before and is really familiar with Pokemon, towards the end, some of the plot points are all over the place. Like even when
Yes.
Mewtwo like comes back, he's like, "Oh, and your dad died, but you know what? I have this random power that has never been brought up before in the entire movie or in any of the lore ever, where I can put his soul into your
That's right.
Pokemon in the hope that one day this Pokemon will meet his son, so that." For some reason, I can bring Ryan Reynolds back to life. And I was like, this makes no sense.
I've been keeping your dad's body inside of me this whole time.
Yeah, I took your dad's body away.
He's in me.
I think they make like the blanket statement when they're like introducing Mewtwo, and they're like, that would make Mewtwo the most powerful Pokemon in the world.
Yeah, no, but it's just dumb.
No.
It's dumb.
It's absolutely dumb.
It's a kids movie. It's a kids movie.
Yeah, but
I know,
it
but
is
it's still
dumb.
dumb.
They're not going to be like,
Yeah.
what Pokemon move is he using for that? Is that Psychic?
I guess so.
I think it's beyond that. I just think it's like a bullshit plot device.
Yeah. It's in. Actually, did you know that if you use Psychic,
Recover, maybe?
if you use Psychic on a human in the Pokemon universe in the games, they turn into a Pokemon or they go inside your body.
In the hope that one day they'll meet their offspring, which will turn them back into themselves.
Yeah, but only if they're good.
This also brings up a pretty interesting point. Specifically, they mentioned this a little bit in the cage match. So Tim knows what Pikachu's moves are. Some whatever reason, he's like, it's quick attack, discharge, which is really weird. Volt tackle and electro ball.
Well, he wanted to be a Pokemon trainer. That was his whole thing.
Like, how does he know that because Pokemon, as they evolve or whatever, as they level up, they get different moves. Obviously, this one Pokemon, this let's say the Charmanders, for example, you see them all throughout the movie. Charmander you see at the beginning of the movie is probably going to have a different moveset than like the Charmander at the end of the movie, right? So he knows at this given point exactly what this Pikachu's moves are. Pikachu, and I get they explain it because he had amnesia, doesn't know what his moves are, and then has like erectile dysfunction because he can't do it in front of other people.
That's his move, actually.
And then
Pikachu.
he knows Volt Tackle. And Volt Tackle, for those of you who are die-hard Pokemon fans, is only an egg move that can be learned only through breeding.
What?
So that means that Ryan Reynolds was a Pokemon breeder.
Yeah, with
And
Zach.
chose this Pikachu and he chose this Pikachu because he knew it was going to be a god and he wanted to give it to his son.
Yeah, he really did.
And
he knew that he was going to end up inside Mewtwo and that he would need to use Volt Tackle to get him outside of Mewtwo and meet his son.
That's right.
That he hadn't been in connection with for like 20 years.
Yeah, basically his entire life.
Or 10 years, I guess.
They don't look related.
They don't. At all.
Are you trying to say that there's something wrong with,
Well, it's not that.
him
Like,
having mixed parents?
like, their face shapes are not at all
I kind of
similar.
bought it. I kind of bought it.
Yeah, I can believe it, but like in their faces, like you can tell when people are related. They definitely were not. I mean, obviously they're not, right?
I just think Ryan Reynolds looks out of place.
He does.
He just stands out like a sore thumb. It's just like, that's Ryan Reynolds, guys.
Ryan Reynolds is just too attractive for this movie.
Right. Got to keep him out.
Just like Ken Watanabe.
Love him.
Let's be real here.
Ken Watanabe is so amazing. He had such a tiny part in this movie.
It was small.
You didn't realize it was Ken Watanabe.
I know, but I love Ken Watanabe. I don't know.
Right? No, that's how small it was.
Yeah, you show like you don't know that it's Ken Watanabe. Which again, he's like an A-tier actor.
Yeah. So Pikachu, this is like at the end fight scene, right? Or Justice Smith is hanging off that building, and the Cubone comes over and starts knocking at him. And I thought that was kind of cool. The Cubone,
which is
from the beginning,
Like, why is it a Cubone?
From the beginning, I guess. But why would the Ditto know?
Like the Ditto, the Ditto.
No, I know. But then, so Pikachu, Pikachu falls, right? And Mewtwo catches him, and then Justice Smith is at the bottom. How? Couldn't tell you. But he's down there.
Mewtwo uses teleport.
Justice Smith does?
No, Mewtwo uses teleport. Goes, you're down here now.
Oh, Justice. No. Can he do that on people?
I'd imagine it's Mewtwo.
That's true. He can put people inside himself.
He put a human soul.
There are no rules in this universe.
There really are.
There's no consistency.
It's true.
Yeah. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Here's the scary part, right? And this is why a lot of people don't really. The tough part with Pokemon movies, right? Especially like a live action one, because there are some certain implications you have to realize if you know like some of the scary like Pokemon like the Dex entries, right? So like there's a Pokemon called Spoink. Very obscure. I love Spoink, Pokemon.
One of my favorites.
So there, in its like original Dex entry, it says that when Spoink stops bouncing, its heart stops. It just dies.
Can it sleep?
Right? No. Well, it can, but it has to keep bouncing.
That's terrible.
Or if the pearl on top of its head falls off, I'm pretty sure that also means that it dies. When like there's another Pokemon Entei, when it roars, it creates volcanoes across the planet.
I do that as well.
I think
in real life.
There's Gardevoir, which can create mini black holes. Gengar is actually supposedly the soul of a human.
Oh, inside Mewtwo?
That's like No. Just a dead person that became a Pokemon.
You know how it is.
Some people think that Ghastly is. I think it starts with like. I think Ghastly is like Pokemon that die in a Pokeball.
Oh, okay. Right. That's why it was a ball.
That's why it's a circle. But then it's something like Haunter is a person and they like steal kids.
So, I mean, this is kind of the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Because we get there, and then all of a sudden, Mewtwo is like, okay, here's your dad back. And then Justice Smith turns around. He's going to leave. Justice Smith turns around. He's like, actually, I'll stay.
I want to be a detective.
I want to be a detective.
But he totally should have said that he wanted to be a Pokemon trainer. He totally should have.
True.
I would have bought tickets to see the next movie if it was him fighting the champion.
Mm-hmm.
Also, are there gyms?
Yeah, they're in the beginning.
Are there gym battles? How do the champions? I saw they had actually that poster was for the championship, and it was Articuno versus Steelix.
Yeah.
Who is the champion? Is it the guy who has the legendary bird god Pokemon?
Theoretically, I would imagine.
The guy that has a Steelix.
Just some guy with a Steelix. It's probably the Articuno.
Realistically, Steelix wins that fight.
Right, typing wise, yeah.
Yeah.
I do have to say the fun little background things. The news reporter that, oh my god, I don't know her name. The girl from the entire movie.
Lucy.
Oh, Lucy. That she steals the badge from or whatever. Her name's Cynthia, which is maybe a fun little nod to Cynthia.
Yeah, but I don't know if I really want Cynthia in the Pokemon cinematic universe to be a reporter. I kind of want her to be the badass champion.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think it was maybe
I kind
just
of
a
want
nod.
her to be the best trainer.
Yeah, but can I be
just
real
a nod
sick?
to
Can I be
her.
real sick?
Yeah.
I'm watching the movie. I'm like, that's dumb. This is dumb. This might just be me. I was moved by the end. I felt emotions. I was like, I honestly was happy that Justice Smith reconnected with his dad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I felt it. The music and everything, and the way they wrapped it up, and Ryan Reynolds being like Ryan Reynolds. Like, I just thought I was satisfied with the way it ended. I mean, I know that
I don't disagree with
the
you.
Logic's
I
bullshit, and some of the stuff is dumb. But at the very end of the movie, I was like, this is a satisfying conclusion for me. I was happy. I'll say it.
I thought it was a kid's movie ending, yeah. So, what were the final thoughts you guys, if you got to rate this movie out of 10? What are you guys thinking?
I'm giving it a 5. Because I think it was exactly average. I think it is one of the most average movies I've seen. It's got good parts, it's got bad parts.
Fair enough. Blake, what about you?
Blake, what would you rate it?
Here's the thing. I'm having a tough time because I rated the last movie out of 5. And I had a lot more problems with this one, but I wasn't ever bored during this movie because it is targeted for kids. So
yeah.
So the last Spider-Man's really long. I guess I'll give this one a 5 too, because I wish I could rate it higher compared to Spider-Man, but
do a 5.5.
Okay, I'll do 5.5 just because I was never bored, and there were stupid twists, but I was at least engaged the whole.
Yeah, I wrote down that it was an engaging film.
Okay.
It was entertaining for sure. I thought.
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Zach, what do you think?
Talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, Zach. Your name is
Zach. We're talking about
Zach. Y'all know what he's thinking about.
You talking to me?
He's thinking about Doug Trio.
Oh my god, that's the Pokemon you pick.
That or Lopunny or whatever. Lopunny, what is it? Lopunny, I think.
Get out of here.
Whoa! We're getting to some dangerous territory.
Anyway, is this the worst movie ever made? No. Is this the best movie ever made? Absolutely. I think Detective Pikachu will go down as one of the cinematic masterpieces of all history. It is slightly behind my favorite movie of all time, right after The Amazing Spider-Man 2, so I'm going to have to give this one a 9.9.
Hey, Zach. What's the name of the villain?
Clifford.
No, it's not. Is it?
I don't think so.
I can't tell you the name of any of the other characters. All right. Let me give my real review, because that was obviously. I mean, I think this is an entertaining movie. I think it's probably maybe the best Pokemon movie there's ever been.
Well, the animated ones are pretty good.
I would have to go back and watch the animated ones. I mean, those are super nostalgic. Yeah. I'm super nostalgia blinded by those also. So I would have to see. I think it's a step in the right direction in terms of making a video game movie. I think this is, for me, for sure, this is the best video game movie I've ever seen.
Yep.
That being said, I mean, it's a generic family film. It's got some problems. So like realistically, I think it, like in my honest score of Spider-Man, I give it a 6. I'll probably give this one a 5, maybe. I think I agree with Edison
Right.
and Blake.
Yeah.
It's in that zone.
With my thoughts on it, I think we should get out of the way. It is the best video game movie of all time. Right?
Yeah, by a far
'Cause-
margin too.
Yeah.
Realistically, this
Yeah, I think
this
it's
is
not
the
close.
competition, right? Mortal Kombat, Super Mario
Sonic.
Bros, Sonic,
Right.
Warcraft, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, Max Payne, Assassin's Creed, Tomb
Right.
Raider, yada yada yada.
Yeah, it's not close.
Yeah.
It's not close.
Rampage
Right. Rampage with
Um,
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
with Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Albino Monkey.
Yeah,
It's,
but I mean,
yeah,
but
it's definitely the best by a far margin.
right, but we're not
compared to
rating
other
it as
movies,
a
it's
video
average.
game movie, right? We're
Yeah,
rating
it's
it
an
as a movie.
average movie. I think some of the characters, some of the writing was decent. Story was not great. Some of the writing was a bit cringy. Ryan Reynolds carried the movie. If it wasn't Ryan Reynolds, probably wouldn't have been
Super
as
hard
good.
carry.
Yeah.
I thought the soundtrack was pretty cool. They did a really cool balance of doing like fun, like techno beats, like 8-bit, almost like because they played, the Pokemon theme at certain points. They'd actually one of the best parts of the movie is Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu sadly crying to himself and singing the Pokemon theme. I thought the animation was really good. Like 99% of the Pokemon looked amazing.
True.
Yeah,
If I had to give it
visually, this movie
visually,
is very
it
good.
was very pleasing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
They
killed
really
it.
did.
They
If
killed
I had
it.
to give it a rating out of 10, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10.
All right, so
6,
then
yeah, 6 out of 10.
then like on our list, so the math
I
there
would
is-
put it above the Spider-Man.
Well, no, I don't
Yes.
think I don't think that
Oh.
math checks out because I think that's 2 5s, 2 6s.
I gave Spider-Man a 10.
Did you
Well-
really? I don't think you did.
Oh, he
I gave Spider-Man
no,
a
you
10.
gave
I
him
think
5.
you did.
I gave my real score
Yeah,
was
so-
like a 6, but
So what is that? That's 2 5s,
Um,
2 6s. So that's
I gave it a 4.
22.
Spider-Man still win.
So what did we give Spider-Man? Do we know?
I gave it a 5.
I gave Spider-Man a 6.
Yeah, I think
I gave it a 4. That's
Gave it a 4.
20.
Oh,
And then what did we say for Pikachu?
2 5s, 2 6s. So that's 22. So Detective
Yeah,
Pikachu
Pikachu,
beats
yeah.
out Amazing Spider-Man.
Good.
Yay.
no.
Interesting.
Well, if you count that I gave Spider-Man a 10, then it
Well,
is
I
the
would
best
give
movie
Detective
animated.
Pikachu a 10.
Alright,
for-
okay. I see how
For
it is.
for sheer like nostalgia reasons, I'd give it
Right.
a 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually, honestly, I mean, I know, I mean, from a more objective standpoint, this movie sucks,
Yeah.
kinda, but
Oh, yeah,
I
100%.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like I think
it's an
fun.
enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
I wasn't bored watching it. It's short.
Yeah.
It's an hour and 40 minutes. Amazing Spider-Man 2
Right.
is over 2.5
I know.
hours.
Oh my
It's
God.
hard to like rate something that's the first thing. I think I rated the Amazing Spider-Man too high. But
Mhm.
Detective
Yeah.
Pikachu
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu did beat it out. So
Our ratings will start getting more
Yeah.
tighter once we
Yeah.
watch
Right,
a bunch of
exactly.
stuff.
And even
So-
though we have plans for next week, can we spin the wheel anyway for after?
I was about to ask. Well, because then the next
Yeah, let's
So, 'cause-
spin the
'cause
wheel.
here's the thing, right? So
Yeah,
the
there's
next
two-
movie we'll be
two
covering
plans.
is the Snyder Cut of Justice League. The week
Yeah.
after that is going to be Kong versus Godzilla.
yeah.
Ooh,
So this is right now what I'm going to spin for.
Well,
going to
do you
be
want to spin
3
for it now, or
weeks?
do you want to spin for it after Godzilla?
I
v.
want
Kong?
to spin for it now because
I'm
I wanna
excited.
see
I have
it.
no patience.
Spin the wheel, spin the wheel,
Spin
spin the
the
wheel.
wheel.
Okay.
Spin the
All right.
I'm
wheel.
spinning the wheel.
Ooh,
so
it's Detective
nervous.
Pikachu again.
no.
Detective Pikachu
Watch
2
it be
weeks in a row,
Schindler's
baby.
List.
I don't think
The Lorax.
Oh my god!
Yeah!
It's the Lorax.
Yeah.
Why are we just doing kids movies? Those are not the only ones on the
Guys,
wheel. I
this is-
promise
I'm
you.
We're literally
so
just-
excited for the
yeah.
Lorax.
We have some real.
about-
There are
So,
actual
yeah,
movies
too.
on this
For
wheel.
those of you wondering, like, what movies are on here, we have stuff like Marriage Story, Blade Runner 2049, Mr. Fantastic, Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Last
Yes,
Jedi,
oh my God.
Get Back, Your Name,
Yeah,
Silent
why'd you put The Last
Boys,
Jedi in the
Birdman,
list?
Spider-Man
I
Chronicles.
think I put that on there. Yeah, I feel like the kids movies section is like definitely a minority. I can't believe that we got
Dune,
it 2 times
Ford
in a
v
row.
Ferrari,
I'm so excited.
Rocky. We never really
gonna be
specified
great. I
which
love the
Rocky
Lorax,
movie it's
actually.
going to be.
I think the first
The
Rocky,
first one?
probably.
Okay. The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I threw a bunch of anime movies on there as well.
Space
so.
Jam,
Yeah.
Cats, The Goonies.
Yeah. So I do want to
Cats.
address this. Do we want to do like a little extra long episode for a 4-hour movie, like go 2 hours?
Oh, gee. It depends on.
I guess it depends on how much we
different
have
it's
to
gonna
talk
be.
about.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we will have to see if there's enough to talk about.
I haven't.
We will be doing
yeah.
in-depth spoiler cast of the Snyder Cut.
Yes, we
Yeah.
will.
Oh, and also this Friday or Saturday, whenever I get it up, will be our first Falcon and Winter Soldier video.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's
That'll
right.
be up on our YouTube. So follow us or subscribe to us on YouTube if you are not subscribed and are listening on a podcast app. And again, that'll be Friday,
And
Saturday.
To close out the podcast, our very own Blake is going to sing her rendition of the Pokemon theme song. Blake, go.
Go.
I don't even know what it is.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Wow. That is so upsetting.
Also-
Just give it a shot. Even if you don't know, just give it a shot. What do you think it would be?
I can only think of the Super Smash.
Go for it. Sing that then.
No!
Just sing that.
Why are you guys putting me on the spot?
You don't have to.
No, it's
Someone
fine.
else
Yeah,
sing.
so no. Cameron, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, follow us on Instagram. It's sick.podcast. That's the
Indeed.
best way. If you have any questions about the podcast, any movies you want us to cover, any questions you want us to answer on our podcast, start doing that.
Oh my god, Q&A.
Have a Q&A with
Q&A.
us.
We'll do that at
we
some
can
point.
we can do Q&As with each of the hosts. We'll do little
That'd
days.
be sick.
Make sure to leave a like on the video if you are watching on YouTube.
Like it.
It really
You better like it.
it would really help us because it gets the video out there to more people.
And smash
know
that subscribe
that-
button.
That's right.
Did you know that 50% of the people watching our videos aren't even subscribed?
Probably like
Probably way
100%,
more.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I think I'm maybe the only.
I can
sub
get that
watches our
analytic
videos.
up if we want to know.
I
But
just love those cringy YouTube intros. That do
no, I
that.
know what you mean. But also, this is the outro. Well, thank you guys for sticking sticking out this long. It's been a good hour and a half. So I think it's a good time to end the
catch
podcast here.
them is my real test. Sorry.
All right. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next week, baby.
You? No, we're cutting that out. Cut that out, please.